welcome back to the channel for a sick day chat. I'm sick.
She's sick.
I'm sick, and honestly, to be so for real, November is the craziest month every year. Like, so packed. And I just have a very strict schedule that I'm holding myself to for filming. And I had a lot of things that I wanted to maybe film for this Monday video. Another thrift and gift, another food video. But all those things take a lot of effort, and I don't have effort to give today.
She's sick. She's way sicker than you think. The thing about her that you may not know, well, I guess I'm recovering a little bit sick.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good. The thing about her that you may not know is that if she says she's fine, she's sick. If she says she feels okay, she feels awful. And if she says she's sick, she shouldn't be sitting upright right now. She should be laying down.
I don't have COVID though. I took a COVID test. Mm-hmm. Max is making noises in our microphone. I'm using my phone as a secondary mic today because I don't know how much energy I have to project all the way to the camera. But Jordy has some things that he wrote down to talk about. I have some things to talk about. Do you want to go first? I mean, I just got back from New England.
We just got back.
Literally, I've been home for not even 48 hours, which is why I got sick.
She loves Vermont, but it's the season of the six. So, first, what's your favorite region in the U.S.? What's your favorite city in the U.S.?
Well, we all already know that answer.
Tell me more.
I'm so obsessed with Portland, Maine. I loved North Maine. I loved Vermont, but it just didn't compare to Portland to me. Mm-hmm. And I think that honestly was good clarity of like, oh, wow, like Portland is special to me. I don't know what it is. It has some Austin vibes. Mm-hmm. It's like a very inclusive, creative, artistic community with a lot of like very interesting one-off businesses, very creative businesses. But I love the terrain. I love the feel of Maine. I love how everything is centered around lighthouses and sailboats and lobster and antiques and seafood, good food. Oh, the food scene there is so good. I'm so obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. We were walking the street on the east side, like all the way to the east side promenade, through the houses, through the fall foliage, matcha in hand, and then right in the distance, it was park water sailboats. Like that visual right there. Mm-hmm.
So special.
So special. And the fact that day was like 68 degrees, it was so comfortable. Mm-hmm. It was so crazy. I feel like the number one question that we got that would be interesting to talk about out loud, mm-hmm. our kind of thought process of like where we live and why we live. We have a very unique opportunity that we're both self-employed. Mm-hmm. So we could live anywhere. Neither of us have to live in a specific spot for work necessarily. I mean, you do work out of either LA or Nashville a lot, so your job being near those is beneficial.
Being near one of those.
Yeah, we could live anywhere. And I cannot tell you how many hundreds of DMs I got asking, would you move to Maine? Are you gonna move to Maine? Would you ever move to Maine? Why don't you move to Maine?
Well, here's a question for you. Are we gonna move to Maine?
Here's my thought process. I love the idea of it so much that I don't know if the actuality of moving there would live up to my like idealized vision of it. And I hate being cold. Snow and cold. I have Raynaud's. My toes and my fingers literally turn white and feel like somebody's stabbing them with a knife when I get cold. I've had Raynaud's happen.
Our gal has terrible circulation.
Terrible circulation. Just autoimmune things. Cold is so uncomfortable to me. So I don't know if I could actually live somewhere cold. The second reason is our community here. I feel bad saying it this way because I don't want like other communities I've been in to feel like they're like lesser than or whatever, but I've never felt so like effortlessly plugged in to a circle as I have here. And just how many people here have the same interests as me, how many husbands do the same thing you do, and how many other wives are just like around and fun. And like...
And also, there's a lot of really healthy marriages in our community.
Like we have an amazing, like diverse community in terms of lifestyle, beliefs, mm-hmm. sexuality, and all of our friends from our church are so accepting of that and those people. And that is something that feels really special about our friend group here. And if our friend group just dissipated, then there's only one reason why I wouldn't want to live in Maine.
Right.
And it's the cold.
But it's not no, I don't want to move there.
Right.
And it's not yes, I want to move there.
I feel like...
It's kind of like, we'll see how life goes. I would say if we were going to move anywhere, I bet it would be Texas or Portland.
You know what's really interesting though?
Tell me.
I had like a longing in my heart for Austin of like, oh God, like I love being here, but like I really miss Austin. Like, something shifted in me in the last like maybe a couple months. I'm not like, I would love to move to Austin. I don't know why.
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
There were a lot of times where you were in Portland and you did something very Michelish. You saw a sailboat, you took a bite of something, you saw a leaf, whatever it was.
Look at how pretty. Oh, there goes one. Look at how pretty those are. They're like 4-leaf clover. That would be really pretty to make some sort of like pressed foliage art. Okay, goodbye.
And it brought you to tears.
Literally, it did. It's so weird. I am not an emotional person. I rarely cry. I could not stop crying in Portland. Talking about it makes me teary.
Talking about it make you tear up?
I don't know why.
As you're talking about Portland and that feeling happens, try to put that into words or into a metaphor of what that feeling is that brings you to tears. It's not sadness.
No, it's like beauty and longing. I also think I just didn't really know who I was as a person and what I liked because I spent so much of my life like trying to just be palatable to other people. And so I think that was an awakening of like, oh wow, something like this exists and I think I really like it and maybe this is who I am.
Do you feel like for one of the first times in your life, it's something that you found something that you really, really love that's just for you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would make sense. I don't have no ties there. It's not like, you know, being somewhere or doing something for family, to be near family, for a relationship, to be near, like, it's just something that I discovered completely on my own with no ties. And yeah, I guess I hadn't really done that before.
I think there's something deeper, probably similar to the way that I feel about the ocean.
Yeah.
Being in the ocean is such a core part of who I am.
It's spiritual to you.
It's very spiritual. It connects me to God every time. So I feel at home in the ocean more than anywhere else. And I wonder if like being in that city felt that way to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I watch back footage a lot and I'm like, I didn't realize I do that or say that. Like right now I'm in a phase of saying the word quite a lot. But the verbiage I kept using is I felt like I met myself in Maine at 25.
Yeah. But what I've said is like, if you want to move there, let's move there. That's on the table for me, 100%.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I kind of feel like don't fix what ain't broken. Like our life is awesome here.
Yeah.
I love.
You know, let's keep searching, feeling it out over the years. Keep
Yeah.
visiting. We need to get you back there when it's really cold.
I feel like I need to spend a month there in the winter at some point.
Yeah. 2024, I've really observed you have a lot of internal personal changes.
I have been like reassessing every single thing about who I am, what I do, how I do it, what is my purpose. I don't know if I just finally have the space.
What are 3 big things that are shifting within you right now?
My codependency.
With?
Primarily my job on the internet.
Codependency with your job on the internet.
Yeah.
Is shifting.
Yes.
You're starting to like look at it and see what it is and be like,
I'm starting to see the things about myself that fosters unhealth in my work and how historically I have completely defined my value with how well I'm doing in career adjacent things I attempt.
Yeah.
And I just want to exist as like a happy, healthy, peaceful, loving, kind person first and foremost. And that's like, I've always wanted both, but I've always prioritized accomplishments and being like liked and well received over that. So that's a big shift. Boundaries is another shift. I pretty rapidly oscillate between 2 extremes of wanting to share it all, be unfiltered, tear all walls down, not give a shit about anything, or being like, I want so many more boundaries. I want to protect myself. I want to keep things for myself. So I don't know where I fall in that, but I think I'm oscillating between figuring out where I want to fall in that. I think health is somewhere in the middle of those.
So you're basically learning, like, you oscillate between every boundary or no boundary.
Yeah. I can't decide which sounds more freeing, I think. I think the third thing, because you asked for 3, that
Is shifting,
or that I just really don't know and I really want to figure out is how much of our marriage I want to share with people. I went through a lot to be able to finally have someone like you in my life, and I just don't want to take any risk of like tainting that in any way. But at the same time, it's hard to show up authentically as myself without my other half.
Yeah.
And then I also get like mixed opinions a lot of like, this is your channel, we're here for you, like we don't want to see other people, versus people being like, hey, it really means a lot when we see you interact with other people, and like that just adds more depth and value. I think I just heard another mouse. Yeah, so that's something that I want to figure out where I fall. It's a boundary. That comes back to being a boundary as well.
Healing from those wounds
Yes.
first, and then being able to like set the boundary in the right place.
Totally. All those things started at the exact same time. 19, I started my YouTube channel. I was freshly living in LA. I got into an unhealthy relationship. Like all these things were built together. So they very much like are intertwined and coincide with just like the way I see myself, present myself. And it's all little 19-year-old Michel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like what I saw in Portland was she was finally getting the freedom and the peace and the beauty that she always wanted and she always worked for, that she never got. What do you think Portland, Maine has taught you about yourself?
I think honestly that there's so much unexplored out there. There's so many opportunities that I haven't even experienced yet and would know that I would enjoy. And that could help me understand who I am as a person more. Whether it's a hobby or a career path or a spot that I haven't visited yet. I'm so young. There's so much more to learn about myself and this world.
Yeah.
And I think that Portland was the first time I was like, oh dang, like I didn't know something like this existed. So I can't wait to see in my 30s and in my 40s and my 50s what things pop up that I feel that way about. All that to say, thanks for being here. I'm excited to keep meeting myself and keep figuring out who I am and how much of me I share and how it's most healthy and how it's most helpful.
There's a really great Lauryn Hill quote. Anything that's growing is changing, and anything that's not growing is dead. If we're alive, we have to keep reintroducing ourselves to each other.
Ooh, that's good.
Nothing stays the same if it's alive. And your job as a storyteller, because that's your job, it's my job too, is to show that change. And the story you're telling is life can be good and new and beautiful after really hard things, and that's a really important story to tell.
I love you. I love y'all. Thanks for letting me show up as I am and not get ready today. I'm gonna go find some ibuprofen because my head is killing me and upload this footage. And I love y'all. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I'll see you on a video very soon.